This is a great story about neglect. I had a student come to me the other day, and she was going through a really tough situation in her life. So we talked about it, and she was talking about how she had been neglecting the intimacy between her and her boyfriend. And it really touched close to me because it's something that I had been working on for years and years and years. And one of the things that helped me perfect this was going through a plan of action, a concrete plan of action, a CPA, where I would lay out some different ways that I could figure out getting through my, certain intimacy issues that I had with women. And so when she brought this up with her boyfriend, it really rang true with me and my experiences. And I was really excited for her telling me a little bit how she's been working through this. She got an intimacy coach, and the coach has been helping her navigate through the relationship. The coach has been helping her boyfriend navigate through the relationship. So as we were talking, I was really excited about her growth in this aspect, in this one aspect of her life. However, as we talked more and more, we realized that she was neglecting other parts of her life, and that was one of the reasons why the intimacy and the difficulties with her relationship was happening. So as we were talking a little bit more, I said, well, what about the other aspects of your life? Tell me a little bit about family and friends. And the first reaction she said was, I'm having actually a lot of trouble with, I feel that I'm neglecting my situation with my family. I haven't been paying attention to them. And I said, well, tell me a little bit more about that. How do you mean that you've been neglecting the situation with your family? I see that you're working all these issues out with your boyfriend. Does that make you feel better when you get to see your family? And she said, you know what? I think the major problem is that I haven't been paying attention to my brothers and sisters. And I said, well, tell me more about that. The instant that I said, tell me more about that, she stopped herself and she said, you know what? It's not my brothers and sisters. It's my dad. And I was just blown away because I hadn't said anything about that. I hadn't gotten deep into, a lot of times with the personal coaching, I'll get deep inside somebody's life and find out which avenue they're neglecting. However, in this case, she just came right out with it. And I said, what do you mean you're neglecting your dad? And she said, you know what? I haven't been spending time with them. I haven't talked to him the way I used to talk to him. And I was pretty taken aback. I was pretty impressed with the fact of she came up with it on her own when she started realizing, as soon as we had mentioned family and friends, she started talking in depth about how much her father means to her, how much he's done for her, and how she felt that she hadn't been expressing that recently. All of the stuff she told me literally took about 6 minutes. So I told her, I said, you know what? Imagine if you took this 6 minutes and you had expressed all of this to your father. I said, imagine if you had taken this 6 minutes and you had written all of this and given it as a note to your father. I said, imagine if you had taken this 6 minutes and you do a small video and you text it to your father. You're going to change your father's day. You're going to change your day, and you're going to change your life, because now you're going to feel like you're not neglecting your father. It's going to improve all of a sudden in falling off into the relationship with the boyfriend as well. So you're going to feel what we call a spillover effect into the other categories. And so I said, let's try that. And we started talking about a little bit of what she could note down and figure out an action plan that she could do to help get her reconnected with her father. And so this was super exciting. This was 2 parts of the pillars that we talk about in the Mugen mindset. For example, we have 5. We call them C poles, which is the core pillars of life enrichment. One being her spouse, which is her boyfriend she was already working on, but she had been neglecting the second pillar. She had been neglecting the family part. So it's really important that we have a holistic approach where we're looking at all 5 of the C poles, right? All 5 of these categories of life. One being spouse, another one being family and friends, another one being work and career, another one being society and community, and then of course the last one being self. So this was a really good example of her realizing just in that moment, in those kind of 6 minutes of conversation, that she had been neglecting one of the most important of the pillars, and that is family and friends.